Alright, viewers, what's the details of toilet in the Hornet. Today we are covering Case 3 recovery. Let's get started. Let's set the jet first. So, first things first is hook down. And we'll contact Mother.
Marshall 305. Marking Mops 109.45. Angels 10. State 10.3.
305. Rough Rider Marshall, Case 3 recovery, CD1 approach. Expect final bearing 29er. Altimeter is 29er.93. 305. Marshall Mothers 119er. Radio 23. DM.
Okay, so I'm just going to make a note of some things on my phone for a second. So, we need to make note. So, we've been told, put this down. So, Rough Rider is the call sign of the ship. The ship has its own call sign. Rough Rider is. Rough Rider is, yep, CV71. Theodore Roosevelt, that makes sense. CV1 approach, expected final bearing 299. So that is the runway heading, not BRC. Final bearing is the runway heading. In other words, it is BRC plus whatever you compensate for runway offsets. Altimeter 2993, that's just normal, just put that in. 305 is my aircraft's call sign. Marshall's Mother 119 radial. So what we need to do. Oh, yeah, Marshall's Mother 119 radial 23 DME Angels 8 27. So I'm gonna make a note of that. So 119 23 Angels 8 at 27. So what that means is we need to wait on the 119 radial at 23 miles on a circuit turning away from the ship at 23 miles at 8,000 feet, and we need to push to land at 27 minutes past the hour. So that means we've got 16 minutes of waiting time. So I'm pause now.
Expected approach time is 27.
305. Marshall on the 119. 23. DME Angels 8. Expected approach time is 27.
Let's also input the TACAN 71 ALS 11. And we'll box ACL as well. We're going to decrease altitude and speed. We'll go 300 knots ground speed. And we'll go down to 8,000 feet. Right, so it was the 116 radial, so let's go and put that in the core. Okay, good, yep, so let's go get lined up on that. We're coming down to 8,000 now, so we'll get the altitude hold set up in a second. So once I'm established in the orbit, I'll just speed up the sim because I'm gonna wait you guys sit around for like, what, 15 minutes? How long I have to wait? Okay, we didn't increase altitude, I've passed. Coming down to 300 knots. Okay, our throttle is set. Get ready for altitude hold. Okay, I'll set there. We're close to 8,000 now. Okay, 1 mile until course intercept. Let's start coming right. Okay, I'm just going to use the coupled nodes to kind of get the left to fine tuning the course, use coupled to get that. I'm going to disengage because we're about to need to turn a left anyway. Okay, coming left. So missing the flight a few miles, that'll turn back in. So what time are we pushing? Okay, 27. So yeah, I've got 13 minutes. So I'll fly outbound for about 6 minutes, I'll fly back in. Now it's important that you don't need to use your night vision, or at least you shouldn't use night vision for carry landings. That is because, one, the real Navy don't. The reason for that is because when you land on the carrier, and you have your nods on, if you kind of lurch forward and smack your head, like your head lurches forward, you're getting your night vision goggle through the eye. That's obviously not good. Another potential reason is because the lights on the deck could wash out your night vision, or the AOA indexer could wash out your night vision, both of which are not good. I'd also imagine night vision would make it very hard to see your ball. Again, not good. You need meatball to land. I'm going to fast forward about 5 or 6 minutes. There's a lot of waiting around in case 3. Okay, I'm going to start turning back inbound now. Now, it is important to note that it's more important that you make the push time than keep your speed or whatever. From what I've heard from other people who have spoken to Navy pilots, they prioritize. They will say it is completely normal if you kind of mess up your push timings a bit or you mess up your speed in the circuit, that they will just kind of push throttle forwards to get on time quickly. That is the most important thing. Once I've got some time, I'm going to check my weight. Yeah, we're 2,000 pounds heavy. I'm going to make them a little bit of fuel then. Okay, I'm going to start dumping that. I'm going to get my head tracking what? Okay, there we go. Okay, dumping. I'm going to dump until just above 33,000 pounds. That is the maximum weight for landing. Okay, I'm about to intercept the course. And course intercept. I'll just use the autopilot. That'll probably be easier. Just take off the rest from me. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes. So fast forward again. Okay, let's go and check my distance. I need to be at 23 miles at 27. So I've got 3 minutes to go. I think I should. I think I'll make it on time. I just want to slow down a bit. I need to now just speed up. Yeah, I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Let's go back to 300. Okay, I dumped way more fuel than I intended to, but that's fine. I'm just gonna push into burner just to make sure I get on time. Almost there.
Established Angels 8, state 3.7.
Oh, you also need to call established when you're actually at the holding, which I forgot to do.
Roger, state 3.7.
Okay, we made it, we made it.
305. Commencing state 3.7. Altimeter 29.93.
305. Radar contact 20 miles. Expect final bearing 290. 305. Switch approach.
305. 305. Checking in 19 miles. 305. Approach final bearing.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pause here for a second. So you see here on the ACL page on the left, which we got by boxing the button, the HSI, we have some things. We have Command AS, Command Alt, and Command Rod. So Command AS is airspeed. That's 250 knots. That we need to have. I think that's airspeed. This altitude, there's not a huge difference between airspeed and ground speed, so I'm just gonna say that's airspeed. For the sake of simplicity, so here's what speed in the box. Command Alt, we need to be at 5,000 feet, and Command Rod, we need to be at 4,000 per minute, which is that number there.
305.
So once we pass 5,000 feet, we will call platform. Once we hit 5,000 feet, we'll call platform. And now we need to get on to final bearing.
305. Platform.
Altitude. Altitude.
305. Roger.
Okay, new altitude and rate of distance. We need to be at 1,200 feet at a rate of distance of 2,000 feet per minute. So this is all perfectly normal procedure. Also, make sure your hook is down at this point. Let's engage coupled mode on the autopilot. We'll now also engage the ILS needles. Okay, about to pass to 10,000 feet.
Fly bullseye. 305.
Okay. No new data. When we get new ACL commands, it'll flash data on the HUD, so that's what you know when you need to do anything. Getting ready to level off. 1400. Okay, leveling off. I just turned off the RWR on the HUD to declutter everything, that was getting quite annoying.
305. Final radar contact. 8 miles.
Okay, it wants
305.
us to dirty up now. Let's get to 140 knots now it wants. Kieran flaps down.
ACLS lock on. 6 miles. Say needles. 305. Up and on. 305. Concur. Fly mode 2.
Okay, so at this point you engage the autopilot. The coupled mode, disengage the biometric altitude hold, and the plane will essentially fly itself onto the deck. It is a good idea to take command of the plane, maybe just for a touchdown, just so that, you know, it doesn't mess anything up. It's not a perfect system by any means.
305. Approaching glide path. 305.
We're about to intercept the glides that we can see, you can see the ship there. Now it is worth noting that the game, on multiplayer especially, can be a bit buggy, and this entire process just doesn't work. From the ship deck lights not coming on, to the ACLS not triggering. So it is a good idea to learn how to fly this manually. I can land this manually, you know, it just you have to learn. I'm just showing you how to do the ACLS portion of it, because that is arguably the hardest, just 'cause it's like a bunch of radio comms you need to memorize. Yeah, I'm completely hands off the stick at the moment. The plane is doing everything for me. Okay, it's not letting me call the ball, that's fine. Yep, hook is down, good. Okay, someone just landed ahead of me, that's cool. Hopefully they clear the deck soon. One mile.
305. On glide path. On course. 3/4 of 305. Hornet ball. 3.0.
Roger ball. 23 knots down the angle. You're on glide slope. You're on centerline.
Okay, I'm just letting the plane land actually. I'll let the ACLS do it, see if it lands properly. Getting ready to take manual control if need be.
Volker, Volker, Volker.
Okay, so yes, that was a bolter, and that was just because the plane, I guess, it lost radar connection, so it couldn't really properly do it. So let's go back and do it manually this time. We'll climb 1,200 feet to 300 knots. We'll fly out to 4 miles, then we'll turn back in to initials at 4 miles behind the belt. Of course, this isn't ideal, but this is basically Volta at case 3. And I guess you are getting something from it, so it is what it is. Okay, turning back to initial. We want about 2 mile separation between us and the coastlines. Let's tighten up the turn a bit. Yep, there's 2 miles. Yeah, so I guess what just happened illustrates that was going to teach a moment for people. Because it shows that the ACLS isn't a perfect system, it's not going to get you like perfectly down. You do have to fly the plane a little bit yourself. Anyway, so we'll get about 3 or 4 miles behind the ship, then we'll turn back in to final again. Okay, we are at 4 miles. Let's turn back in. Let's reduce speed to on speed. We'll yep, once we pass 250 and 220. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I just nudged weapons select. Yep. Okay, passing initials. Intercepting blind slope in a minute. You're lined up, just fly the ball. Okay, that was a bit rough, a bit high at the end there, but we got down on the ship, so that's all that matters really. The reason I disabled the ILS is because the ILS were actually offset. I just figured it made sense. Alright viewers, that'll be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Calc 31 signing off.